on the citizens. Tuwulira emisango court martial ewulira emisango mitono egy'abamajje okusinga egy'aba civilians. 90% emisango gy'aba civilians. The government has already declared war on the ordinary Ugandan. It's just we are taking a lot of time to grasp it, but they have already declared war. They are trying us on legal principles. Jagala mutunulire engeri gye bagenze Kenya ne bajjayo Kizza Besigye. Mu season ey'entalo eggwanga lisala ne ligenda mu ggwanga eddala ne lijjayo gwe lyagala mubiraba mu firimu under night cover n'otamuvunaana kubanga naawe kyewandikoze. That is number one. Number two, already ali militarily active. So womuntu onaamukola kaakavu wona complaining asobola naawe okukubiramu. And this is what our government is doing. That is what they have done already. So if abakyebuuza under what legality this is happening, we are under a military rule. We are seeing supplementary budgets left, right, and center. We are seeing quid pro quo expenditures within government. We are seeing defending of the undefensible, and these are all things that only happen in war period. Kubanga togenda gamba abasajja ba Israeli nti batekemu mu budget y'eggwanga batekemu eri bomu ey'ekyamaje bagenda okugula basuubira okusa pricing omulabe ate nga budget bagisa ku website buli omu agenda kugiraba. Nja kubabuuza, you have seen the government visiting all these other government investments. How many of you have seen those tours being done in Nakasongola in the main military barracks? Do you know how much military innovation is going on there? Because it is meant for ordinary citizens, they cannot let people visit that place. So, tuli mu kufugibwanga abali mu lutalo already. Tuwozesebwa mu kooti z'abantu abali mu lutalo. Emmulu tuzirabira ddala n'okusinga abali mu lutalo. Tuwambibwa, tukweshoningibwa, tutocharingibwa, tusibibwa, kooti tezituwa bail, wezituwa ziba za ssente, tezirondawo omukadde na muvuka buli omuzi musiba nga bwe kibeera mu lutalo. Akalulu tekali genuine naye tetukirizibwa kwogerako nga bwe kibeera mu lutalo. Media eri controlled by government. Government yesalawo ki ekifuluma. Omuyimbi anaayimba ki, ow'amawulire yasomye eki, ebyo babisoma ebyo tebabisoma. Nedda oyo news anchor ayogerera wi government tasobola kubeera na mulimu nga bwe kibeera mu luki mu lutalo. We are militarizing the country. Defense budget here fenene okusinga all the other essentials of life in this country, because the country is prioritizing military because we are in a war. We are in a fucking war. And so I do not know what is surprising all of us. In fact, it is our ignorance that surprises us, but we need to pay attention. Banai, njagala tuddeyo tutandika okutunuulira details biki ebituukawo mu mawanga agasemberedde kiki tulimu, agali mu kukivaamu, agakirimu. Let us read those small skits and draw parallels to this country, Uganda, and see how it goes. The censorship of the press, the censorship of the general population's voice, the censorship of publications, kitabo ki ekifuluma, abaana basoma ki, abakyala boogera ki, njagala mubirabe, parliament eyogera ki, era ekkirizibwa kwogera ki n'ebyetakkiriza kwogerako. Biki by'olina okutuukiza nti tunakola kibiina kya byabufuzi, kiki osobola okukola nga gwe businessman? These are all things that are happening. There are things that look hidden, but they're hidden in plain sight. Tuli mu kutunuulira gundi departure ya Standard Chartered Bank. That is the oldest bank in this country. 130, is it 123 years? They have been here, but they are going. Do you know why? Bane nchali audible LM dada. Kona yo kona keshi ga tulabe.
Tukufuna bulungi.
Mumanyi lwaki organizations ezikimanyi nti ziri held by official international laws gezako ku exiting eggwanga lino. kubanga government yaffe ebintu byezisaba okukola against the citizens ate mawanga gye zisibuka their countries of origin biri persecutable. Take for example kati nze nkozesa stanchart. If the government was looking for evidence against me during my arrest and detention, they probably would have wanted, and I'm sure they expected to access my they expected to access my bank accounts and bank statements. However, Standard Chartered is, I think it's an originally British. It's originally from the UK, and in the UK, regardless of what is going on, you cannot access private bank records. This is the same with other banks that are on international standard, and so the government will also not tolerate Standard Chartered upholding UK and international law in this country against their own interests. So what happens for a person who is who is investment minded? They have to exit the market as peacefully as possible and then stick to corporate, because with corporate, government treats carefully. But for ordinary Ugandans, they cannot protect us. They cannot. I mean, we all know Centenary is number 3 most popular bank in the country. Why would you be selling off your retail business at such a time? Why? Because as economic forecasters, they forecast war in this country. They forecast political unrest, and that is not good for business. They forecast economic oppression and repression from this government, and so they run with their money while they still can. You will see more exits. I mean, every country has got bigger banks except us. We've got big companies. All countries are getting big companies, PayPal and all those other digital payment systems. Apart from Uganda, why? The only companies that operate here with digital payment systems are the likes of MTN and Airtel, and those are quid pro quo companies that everyone knows about. They basically have government interests as first priority. That is why when government says internet off or bad network, they do internet off or bad network in the interest without hesitation or complaint. That's it. In exchange, government says you can steal from Ugandans in terms of data and airtime, and we shall not check on you at all. We shall not hold you accountable. And therefore, this kind of trade, that is why they exist in the most frivolous countries, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, where they know it is a service for a service from the government and with the government. They have a relationship. So while we look at these things, I want us to look at them as militants. We are already in a military regime. We are already in a state of war. We just lack a military declaration. But how many countries in which you see the army and police having mini barracks around their parliament, and that is natural? Tell me about it. You have men. LM Dada.
Yes, we seem to be losing you, but you're now clear.
Hello? Am I?
Yes, we can now hear you. Yes, now we can hear you.
Yes. Mirundi emeka gye mulaba amawanga agalina military bubalakisi obutono kumpi ne parliament nga kya bulijjo. Ne parliament nayo mpambe. Omusajja agamba gwe kola kimwe mwe mukole ekyekisiru muteese ebyekisiru mundeyo temujja kufuluma. Tetulowooza tulina eddembe ng'omuntu wagera makya n'agamba nti bizinensi yo njagala tolina buyinza bugigaanira. Aba alina okugula ku bbeeyi gy'ayagala bw'aba asiimye. Omuntu wagera makya n'agamba nti ettaka ndyagala tolina buyinza buligaanira, aba alina oddigula ku ssaawa z'ayagala ne ku ssente z'ayagala. Ebyo bituukawo mu ggwanga ki erya bulijjo okuggyako eggwanga eriri mu lutalo. So LM Dada, I want to conclude for now by saying We are and we have been in a state of war for the past 5 years. And within the past 5 years, the government has very well braced itself kubanga ffe tuli ku sayidi eri ey'okubiri ey'olutalo lwe balwana. Bwe bawulira spaces zino nga tuzikola bo tebalaba abavubuka na bannayuganda basazeewo kwogera bibaluma na kunyumyamu ku mbeera ya ggwanga lyabwe. Bawulira babanga abafunye mouthpiece ku battle planning table y'omulabe waabwe. Kyova olaba bajjana mu faceless account. Ukebere mu account mwebuli with 23 followers, 18 followers, 2 followers. Bajira mu faceless account kubanga bafunye omukisa oguwuliriza mulabe waabwe bya planning. We are the opposite side of this war, just that tetunabakwata mundu. Naye balina okutya ensonga lwaki banyigiza Besigye bagamba omusajja olwedde olutalo lutuzibuwalidde nga terulina mundu, omusajja yagala batekangalo mundu. Simanyi bukakafu bwe kiriko, but why else would they? LM Dada, thank you very much. Kandeke Commander James huyo mulaba yakutedde omuzindalo abeko ne yayogera neyanziza neyanzige. Neba na Uganda tukimanye era tutandika okuyisa embeera gye tulimu ng'embeera ey'olutalo. Wegendereze ani gwoyogera naye naye ate teweerabira okuzzaamu Uganda amaanyi ng'omusanze. Teweerabira okujjukiza munnayuganda nti eggwanga lino lyali libaddeko mu lutalo ne liwangula ne lifuna ku mirembe. Teweerabira okujjukiza munnayuganda nti regimes ne gigenda naye eggwanga lisigalawo ne bannaggwanga abo bannayuganda tusigalawo. We are the original custodians. We are the original inheritors of this country, and the government, they are just custodians, they are just stewards. And when they become bad stewards, we expel them by all necessary force and we install new and better custodians. And that is which process we are trying to start on, and that is the process we are trying to execute now, expelling the bad and horrible custodian, the dictatorial custodian, and getting a new and developmental custodian. Thank you very much, LM Dada.
Yeah, Onyango for that submission, and probably later on ojja kutubuuliramuko about the situation that you guys are going through concerning, visiting court like you're going to be doing tomorrow. I want you later masa obonabofunya kukadde ojja grabbing a mic or tubuuliremu like how many times have you been there so far. What do you think can be done to I don't know, maybe to check the people presiding over these cases? Is there anything that can be done to make them think twice about postponing you guys now and then? Probably mumasa ojja kuba otubuuliramu, but for now I'm going to request you guys to pick up the mic wherever you are. Pick up the mic please, and we would like to listen to you. Let's now listen to James. James, you can unmute and talk to us.
LM Dada, thank you. I've been on and off. Not that, of course, I'm a bit unhealthy, but I want to thank you for hosting, and a few things that I've observed, and of course, we might miss them. I had a small Twitter exchange with the MP out in the night, and I was like, "Where are we? Where are we? We are not going to fight these guys in this lackluster manner. I'm telling you the truth. We are not." And Sometimes I hate to be told that I'm in the diaspora. I hate to be told that I'm in the diaspora. I don't speak because I'm in the diaspora. I am one person with a track record. You can look for it all through, even classified by public service as unemployable. But it's not because I'm unemployable, but because I don't subscribe to mediocrity anywhere, whether you're a medical superintendent, whether you're a president of that country. Once I get you wrong, you are wrong in my eyes. Now, we need a Twitter storm. We need a Twitter storm. People, we are not fighting these guys. We are not. We only come. If I ask any of you who follows you, where are they following you? Who follows you and where are they following you? Start ask yourself that question, that who are these who follow me? Why do they follow me? And for me, if I follow you, are lucky, because most people I follow are below me, are below my standards. Don't take what we need to work. We need to act. I keep on requesting people that kindly follow the United States after this and see what they are doing. President Trump is carefully choosing his administration, a functional administration, of course, which involves even people who are going to handle immigration, which even involves deportation of people. And I think most guys who are here are cowards because they came here in the wrong way. I stick out because I know I'm in America legally. I stick out because I know I can negotiate, I can talk to America. And I'm telling them point blank, people, we need a Twitter storm. People often say we can't speak. X has given you an opportunity to speak. I have heard so many of you saying, oh, we are worried, maybe soon they will soon block. But before they block, what are you doing? Can you make sure your message is heard before you are blocked? I think the exchange we had about you was a Uganda law cert versus the Kenyan law cert. It is us who have been trying to pull the Kenyan law cert into Uganda. Now they have come. You have seen their letter compared to the letter Semakade wrote. Of course, Semakade's letter shows you naivety. It shows you a country that has not been practicing the law. If you read the letter written by the Kenyan Law Society, yes, that's a letter. But the Kenyans have come to fight for us, and we have a not any country are not seeing this. Let's create fighting conditions. I have told you several times, not once, we have enough population to hate the army. Can we all show that we hate the army? If you don't hate the army, then you have joined, you want to be part of them. These are barbarians who burnt Makerere. These are barbarians who burnt Kasubi tombs. These are barbarians who bombed the people in Chadondo. I have documented that, and the US Embassy knows it. I told them point blank. Carson can quote me for that. He was then in charge of the African affairs. I told him, no, we don't have terror. Even this week when I had an opportunity to be on the American space, I told them, our country has simply bought terrorism from you. You branded terror. And they believed me and they believe me. You branded terror. We don't have terrorism. Now terrorism is you. And you are watching it coming. You are waiting for this thing to squeeze you in the corner. By the way, Bessie is lucky. Tell him if MP out you can be picked and then people talk for you like you are seeing. LM that if you are picked, Tell me if you'll have people speaking on and international people coming in for you. Let's use our numbers. Let's just not come. For me, I hate just attending Twitter spaces. We attend this, you attend that, you attend this, you attend that. Let's focus on these guys. We have enough population to hate the army. This morning I was seeing now they're showing us how much the army has achieved. They are showing us now how they are housing the police. A housing project is supposed to be a national housing project. You people who are in the US, you know you know this army. Unless you're a soldier, unless you're on active duty, we are renting some houses with these guys. I pay rent and a soldier pays rent. I pay rent and a policeman pays rent. A policeman is supposed to earn a salary to pay rent. If you are going to recreate that country, it means recreating thinking. Waliwo RDC, not RDC mpija jawa malaga ja kuwawala. That's what the other woman, she was called, who I forget her name. Aisha Kabanda. Mumpita mwagala njogera naye sikyagala nnyo kuwawala. Ebintu byammwe bya kuwawala. That's how that woman reduced us to. But yes, tuleme okuwawala. Let's focus the country on the army. A country where you can't speak, you don't think. A country where you and we don't want to repeat it. We're repeating the same things. We're repeating the same things. If you have not picked a gun and you are simply saying no to the army, why would you be arrested for that? This is Twitter space, this X whatever, it's not for our generation. It's your generation. I have seen our TikTokers being branded. They're being branded for arresting. X is the only weapon you have now that is going to help a young person in America to see you. That's going to help a young person in Uganda to see you. That's going to help a young person in Kenya to see you. The guy has not yet, I don't know how much limitations you have on X, but you're not yet limited. Don't wait for that time when you can't make a tweet but still, X is not allowing. Elon Musk is not allowing. He's not allowing. Let people speak. Tell us the truth. We need to overwhelm Trump with the truth. And like I said, some of us are on the front line. We are ready to sacrifice. I want to see Trump come and pick me from this house. In fact, let me go and look for them now. I told you I decided to sit down. I decided not to work. Let me go and look for them now. We want to understand what is going on in the world. We just can't be there. Panange mulemo kutulema kukera okuzukuka nokera nosanga abantu bali ku space, people on space. Doing what? What are you doing here? Let's achieve this. This thing is achievable. 45 million people can afford to hate the army. The reason for hating the army is there. I wish we can wake up in the morning and say we have a Twitter storm. And who has laid the topic? This is it. And so we're not on the army and we all say we are sharing it. Let's expose this army. I listened, by the way. I have not slept. That's why I was trying to pick sleep. I was following that. When you listen to this man talking to Kiza Aaron, you'll end up in trouble. Come on, who are you? Which trouble? Why should people keep telling us about trouble? Aren't you seeing sculptures being collapsed in Syria? Why don't you want to end up in trouble? After all, we're already in trouble. That army is dressed by you. That army is, if any of you works, that if you don't work, that army is dressed by your father's money. If your father doesn't work, that army is dressed by your mother's money. We want to reduce that army to farmers. Anyway, Onyango, who follows you? Onyango, you people speak very well as lawyers. Come in. You see what the war that we should be fighting other than fighting the Somakadi, some funny things. These things are the things that we need all over the country. Let's just raise, if we have raised awareness about HIV, every person is equipped in that country to fight HIV. Why are we not equipped to fight the army? Does HIV become something of interest to all of you that you're conscious and you're not conscious about the UPDF? Let's tell every soldier you see that you guys have spoiled our country. The cardinal job of the army was to protect us against enemies. We don't have enemies from Kenya unless they created. We don't have enemies in Congo. They have created the M23 themselves. We don't have enemies in Somalia. They went there and created terrorists in Somalia. And these are facts we tell the USA. Let us not get threatened by Trump threatening anybody that is going. You are not going to make a world where we're all not comfortable. And it's achievable by us sticking out. Thank you.
You're welcome, James. You're welcome, James. Thank you for your submission. We hear you. We completely hear you. And we actually, should be doing more online here and even offline. And